Hey guys, welcome back in. Gonna continue some more extreme Permadeath. So what we have to do is find a Gek cartographer now, and he'll send me down for a couple missions, and then we're on to the final stretch of the main quest. So probably finish that up today, well in this stream anyway. Actually, got a couple things I can probably sell off. Just get rid of that stuff now, so it's on my inventory. We got a little extra chromatic metal, so get rid of that. Tablet. Alright. Get over to our Gek system, and actually, I wonder if I've got it marked in here. Last time I did this, it didn't show anything. And this one's not showing anything. I can probably go right over here and pick it up, but we'll see where they send us. Hopefully we get a couple of the easier missions. There's some of them I don't want to deal with anything to do with combat or anything because I don't want to risk getting hurt. Alright, go up here. I guess what I'm thinking about is finishing up this run and starting a new challenge. Do pretty much the same thing, but in abandoned mode, where there's no quest line to follow and you have to make it to the center the good old-fashioned way. So, might look at starting that up. But we'll see. I'm going to lay out a bunch of different challenges in it, though. Like, there's going to be no starter ship. There's going to be no multi-tool at the beginning. No HUD at the beginning. Just to make things more challenging, especially the first handful of hours. Make it really, really difficult. Especially not having a multi-tool, because that it gets old really fast, and you appreciate the game a lot more once you do have a multi-tool. No HUD's normally not too bad, but it does make things a little more difficult and annoying because you have to punch for all your resources, which is not a fun thing to do. Alright, what do we have? Alright, we get kill 12 creatures, we'll grab that. And grab that one. Okay. Nice and easy one. That we can just do right in the system. And see if any of these none of these are discovered yet. Somebody came through, never discovered anything, and just named the system. A lot of people do that. I kind of wish they wouldn't. Alright. We'll head down. Alright. Let's head down here. This is extreme planet, so probably won't take too long before we get some pretty crazy storms going on. Nice looking planet though. So make sure I have my mission selected. Maybe this one should be 12 creatures. Alright. A couple of these guys scanned in, so they show up easier for me. Alright. Get to work. Sentinel saw me. Oh. I think I still need another creature though. I have a feeling that just satisfied one of those missions. Alright, so both of those creature ones are done. Let's get away from these guys. The good thing about these hot planets is during a storm your jetpack gets a lot better. Get this charged up. Alright. Quick and easy. And you see my stuff is already getting drained. Now these extreme planets, they don't mess around. Alright. We get these couple missions done, and then we do a bunch of warping around and some dialogue, and there's not very many steps left. Alright, so hand this in. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I need one more creature? You said both of those were done. Alright, let's go back down and do it again. Do I need anything else while I'm down there? Because this stuff is starting to get annoying. Alright, so we do have sentinel kills too. Yeah, I swear the game doesn't track stuff sometimes. We got two different messages there that popped up that I had two different missions that were complete. No idea why I didn't count one of them. Alright, let's see. I thought they, well, I thought both of those missions went through. Then I saw the same quest up at the top. I'm like, oh, they're gonna have me do kill creatures again? That's weird. And I noticed it didn't count. Right, we'll hand that in. Okay, kill 6 sentinels. I can go do that. Let's grab this. Oh, that other mission I had was to kill a predator. That's why 2 different missions popped up. So we'll grab that one too, because I will run into a predator at some point. And there should be one right on that planet I was just on, so... I just want to make sure I do this alarming raid. There wasn't that many sentinels, I think it said only 6. We'll just head down there and start shooting stuff. At least that storm looks like it blew through. See if we can find a place to land at so I'm not using up fuel. Nothing there. It's actually a pretty nice looking planet. That's a cool little area. Looking to build a base. Yeah, I always look for weird stuff like this. Try to build a base in areas you don't normally see. Do something pretty cool here. Well, I'll just grab this, I guess. I keep forgetting I have that charger in my ship now, so in the daytime it's not too bad. Let's get rid of this guy. This. Actually, switch this thing back so I can actually keep track of these. I'm just gonna let these guys spawn in. Alright. We'll go take a little trip. Let them do their thing. Right. So I need 2 more for that. How many do I need on this one? Okay. So we'll just go get 4 more of them. Now if I pick a fight right now with sentinels, all those ones that were out there are gonna swarm me. And if you get to a a 3-star battle, that Sentinel Quad will already be here. So what you want to do is you just want to lift off and land somewhere else, and that will kind of respawn the encounter. You don't have to fly far away, you just want to be, a couple minutes away, just so that it resets these. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to look, so I want to go back into daylight so that I can charge my launch thruster, so we'll head in that direction. I'll just drop back down. Now, figured it would be light daylight over here. Went to the wrong side of the planet, I guess. There we go. Fly over in this direction. Oh, we have a storm going on. And the planet's got some pretty cool land formations. It's not going to be a building, is it? Nope. Wait for the scanner to recharge. See what this is. Alright. Some type of building. This is the spot where I can take off. We'll pick on this guy. Alright. Take out that healer first. Okay, so that's the ones we need for the Gek mission. And grab this last one for the other mission. Grab these canisters real quick. Jump right in here, let them count down. Sneak next door and grab that other one. Alright. Actually, let's open up this glass. A couple things to sell off. I figured I would have more glass out of that than only 2. That's weird. Alright, another thing I do want to check my hyperdrive. Okay, so these guys coming in. Now, I think I'll be good with warp fuel. I am going to make a couple more hyper cores though. I have to do 16 warps. Actually, do I have 2 hyper cores? I think I'll be good with the 2. I should be. Actually, I'm not going to cancel that. Let's toss down a roamer. Oh, I only have 1 storm crystal. I'll be good with 3. So. And actually, Actually, I'm not even gonna bother going in there. Alright, so I want an antimatter. And craft one of those. Alright. I'll head back to the space station now. And we'll finish this up. And I think the next quest is it 1616, where you gotta warp a bunch of times, so there's some dialogue too. I can fly. There we go. Okay, so that should satisfy those. Yeah, there we go. Just wait for it to update. Go talk to him. You get all their lore. Right. To get rid of a bunch of that stuff that's in here. You make a decent amount of money just from selling meat. You run around shooting animals, just get rid of that. Oh yeah, that module that dropped off. I'm just gonna get rid of those. I don't know if yeah, I didn't even check these. Crappy little C class. And another C class. Grab our suit slot. Alright. Alright, so go to speak to Null and kick off that. Yeah, I think there's a couple dialogue sections, and then there's a bunch of warping involved. So we'll go start that. Let me go ahead and can I make a regular warp cell? I know I got enough stuff, but I'd rather start this off pretty full. Am I having trouble finding stuff in there? There it is. I should have made 2 of them, but well, we'll have plenty. I hate that when you hit the scan thing a little bit too quick. Handle it that way real quick. Do I need to do anything here? Okay, yeah. Alright, before we get landed, I'm gonna run into the anomaly. That way I can let Nada know about quarterbacks and the get. So just stop right there. Yeah, guys, I forgot that I never let Nada know about the quarterbacks. I don't want a chance of quest getting messed up or miss anything in it. Talk to Nada. And might as well grab a backpack plug at the same time. Alright, can I tell her about quarterbacks too? Alright, so it does screw you up there. It went straight to investigate Gakwood. No. Alright, so yeah, it does screw up her quest line. Because I didn't do the Gek. I think eventually this will advance, though. Yeah, okay, I was supposed to come up here and talk to Nada before going to do the Gek. So it did screw that up. I'll go back over here. I might have to go out, talk to Null, and then come back in and tell her about the Gek. Or the Corvax, whichever. I wasn't really paying attention. So, actually, let's just unlock one of these. I have enough tech unlocked now. I might get prompted to come back up here. Oh yeah, it's not out of order. If I did this stuff for Null, I might be able to do them both at the same time. Just to cut down on visits to the anomaly, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll go talk to Null and then I'll have to go back up there. And mention the Gek for that time. Alright. That's not what I'm looking for. That's going to be too far away, so it's not that. It's always like 300 units away. Go into camera mode. Right there. Yeah, you actually do find out quite a bit from Null with his storyline. At least you get to learn about the different races and their backstories. All right. Alright, go find this stress beacon. Okay, there's our prompt for Nada. Then I'm pretty sure you can skip all this anomaly stuff, but you will miss out on Quicksilver, so it is worth doing. Especially if it's like your first, if it's your first playthrough or whatever, you definitely want to try to stick to the storyline in order, especially. Some of the stuff will retroactively be done, but there's also a chance you could miss out on some stuff. Alright. So, seek the Atlas. Not gonna bother with that. I'm gonna go source. Yeah, the seek the Atlas will start off the Atlas quest line. What we want to do is go through 1616 right now. We have 1616, and then the Purge is the final final part of the quest. There's a couple different ways I do this quest line. You can do what the game wants you to do, which is to warp 16 times to 16 systems, or you can just warp in between the same two systems, which is what I do, because that reduces the risk of you running into any freighter battles, which can take time to deal with. I might grab that ship too, unless that's where they're gonna send me anyway. No, that's where they're sending me anyway, so grab this. I think the last time I did this, I don't think there was a ship here. Alright. Might as well grab this. Because I'm probably gonna finish up this save in this stream. Yeah, I just barely did the Atlas path in on another save, and I don't really want to have to go through all that again. Plus, I kind of want to start doing something different. Oh, I need to actually take this. Let's go claim. Let's just jump in it for a second. Alright, metal plating we're good. Okay, this stuff we're good on. So just make up a plating real quick. Oh, what was it I was missing? Oh, I'm missing a seal. Like that. Alright. See, what I'm thinking is I can probably use this ship for my final jump. Alright. I already have a couple extra multi-tools that I can use. That way I don't end up destroying all my other stuff. Alright, so activate the portal. Alright. Get over there. Okay. See if I can see it from here. Must be on the other side or something. Yep, there it is. The way the marker looked, it looked like it was inside the mountain. Now, I don't know if I have enough stuff to charge this. Alright, I got plenty of cobalt. Alright, so I want to use regular sodium here. But I'll get this all charged up. Ionized. Yeah, most of the time I forget to bring copper for this, so I always have to leave and come back. I do it every time. I think this might be the first time in a couple years that I'm able to charge this thing without any issue. Alright, those lifts. Pretty beefy fella. Alright. Alright. This part. This is always really cool. First time in Permadeath, it'll scare the hell out of you, though. I'm not going to bother with the words. Just going to go straight here, and I should be able to get a couple warp cells out of this, too. Alright, just go through the dialogue. See, this is where, like, if you did a different choice with Artemis, you would get a little bit different dialogue in this area. But that's about it. This is where you find out what 16 is. Alright, see where we end up this time. Alright, and we have to go find our ship again. Nice and close. At least I don't have any sentinels chasing me either, which is always nice. Although it is an extreme storm. Yes, the good thing about these hot planets though is you can just jetpack most of the way there. You want to be a little bit careful though. Alright. We'll just interact with all this stuff too. Alright, got a bowcaster mod finally. And I got like 2 or 3 of them now that I need to install. Things like under my ship. So, this side. There we go. Yeah, now I won't be able to dig it up, right? I can't even pick the damn thing up. There we go. Yeah, they gotta start working on some of this stuff. Alright, and alright, so get this fixed again. Wish I could see. Alright. 400 units. Alright, let's jump into photo mode real quick. Oh, not a bad looking planet. Looking for a terminus though. Seeing anything close. I was just worried that I was going to run into a mountain. Right, so... yeah, the ground is super dark here. So it's probably going to be one of these. And that looks like a terminus to me. Yep. Alright. I'll start up the purge. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the nanites and stuff because just about done. I know that quest is going to update, so I figured I'd just get ahead of the game. So go back in, talk to Nada again. And do the final push towards the center. Alright, go get this interaction done and start doing a whole lot of warping. Yeah, what I do is I warp in between two systems because it reduces the risk of a freighter battle, which can take time. Plus, I want to try to avoid combat if I can. Let's just say goodbye. Alright. And towards the center. I am going to point out a couple things along the way. You do get interrupted a couple times with some dialogue. But outside of that, it's just a whole lot of just warping back and forth. We'll get some dialogue out here. Just gotta wait for what's his name to show up. Alright, so we're gonna go to the final interface. And okay, it doesn't look like anybody interrupts me here. Let me actually take a quick look in here. The exploration milestones. Alright, I already have Galileo, so I can actually fly right through the Atlas quest line, the Atlas path. I have enough things done so that I can just do that. I can just hit all the interfaces without any issue. You can just go under your exploration. What you're looking for is your overall journey. I believe you need 50 to get all of them done. I already have 55, so I can just fly right through them. If I need to increase that, I would just have to, you know, meet some more aliens, you know, discover a couple more systems, stuff like that. That'll increase your milestones. Alright, so we're just going to go out here, and I want to pick a system that's somewhat close to the one I'm in. Something that's going to be kind of easy to jump back and forth to. So I'm just going to go over here. It's only 35 light years. So I'm just going to warp there. So I'm just going to keep bouncing between these two systems. There are a couple things to take note of when you do it this way. You'll notice when I get to the new system. Alright, so we don't have a freighter battle, so we're good. So that's going to be our first jump. But what you want to do is make sure something's going to pop up here. this data injection, you want to make sure that shows up, and then there's going to be a glyph that pops up. You want to make sure that pops up every time you jump. So I'm just going to keep bouncing between these two systems. Because if you jump into a system and that doesn't pop up and you warp out right away, you don't get credit for it. So you just want to make sure that pops up before you jump back to the other system. Now if I get in here and I get a freighter battle, which I shouldn't, but if I did get a freighter battle, I would head towards the space station to despawn it and just continue jumping back and forth between these two. That way you don't get a freighter battle. So just wait for that to show up near glyph. And just keep jumping back and forth between those two systems. Of course, some of these are gonna get in the way. I should have gone to something a little bit closer. But yeah, just keep bouncing between these two. About halfway through and towards the end, there should be some dialogue you have to go through. Just go through the dialogue and continue going back and forth. But this will be your third jump. This one I think you might get dialogue, I can't remember. I think they took out one of the dialogue things at some point, just to make it less annoying. But yeah, just make sure these pop up. And actually, when you get all 16 glyphs, they're gonna stop showing up. Like that's my third jump, but I already had 3 glyphs to begin with. So, the glyph thing won't pop up, but you want to make sure that that purple text pops up before you jump. So I'm going to just mute my mic and go through all these jumps, and I will join back up with you guys when we get to the final interface. Alright guys, so we're coming down to our last couple jumps. Just get these out of the way. Now you notice when this purple text pops up, there's no longer a glyph that it gives you. I already had 3 of them to begin with, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last jump. Oh, and our hyperdrive just ran out of fuel, so get that fueled up real quick. Not bad, at least I had plenty of fuel. So we'll go back here. And there was only one spot, I think it was around the 9th or 10th warp, where you had some dialogue. So they did cut out a couple dialogue things at some point. But I think this should be our final warp. Either this one or the next one. What I think I'll do is I'll cut out a bunch of these warps, because it's just 10 minutes of me warping back and forth, so definitely not all that entertaining. Alright, so we've got that. Wonder if I have to do one more or not. Alright, nope, there we go. Okay, and enter the final portal. Just wait for my marker to show up. I'm gonna need to scan for it, maybe. Oh. It just went to Atlas Path. I had to go back up to Purge. Alright, and there's our marker. Oh, head down there. What do we have for a planet? Okay, it's just a dead planet, which is nice. I'm pretty sure I need to fill up the portal glyphs here as well. There are a couple things I want to do before I head through it. When you go through this portal, it's going to break your equipment. I'm not too worried about it for, like, well, yeah, I think I will move around some stuff. Okay, where is our portal? Maybe, let's see if I can see it over here. It looked like it was in the middle of that thing. There it is, right behind me. Over here somewhere, right in front of me. Yeah, because when you go through this, you're going to end up breaking your equipment. I don't think it breaks everything, but it does break some of your stuff. I'm going to try to package up what I can. Actually, move this stuff down here. Go in my ship. I have no idea why I have that. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. I want to try to put as much stuff in here as I can, so need less stuff to get broken. Right, it doesn't break everything, it's just I can never remember what it does break, so I always play it a little extra safe. Move all this down. Doing it now will just make things easier later on, so alright. I want to just go to my regular inventory. There we go. What I do is I try to keep things in line with where they were up top for the most part. Alright, that I can't move. Yeah, a lot of this stuff ain't gonna matter anyway, but like to at least try not to break too much. Alright, start moving this side over now. At least I left myself enough space, it looks like. Oops, can't move that. And that way it's easier to drop and drag everything when you go to replace it all. Right, got a couple oddball ones down here that will just stick down here. Alright, that should be all set. Now ship and multi-tool I don't bother with. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in this broken ship that I just barely picked up. So that's going to become our new ship. And multi-tool, I have a couple of different ones I can choose from. I'm just going to go to this alien one, or the Sentinel one. Alright, so that's already broken. I don't have to worry about anything in there. Same thing with this. Just check my... Alright, life support's at 82, good. Go in through here, and... Oops. I want to use regular sodium here, not sodium nitrate. Go through and charge this thing up all over again. Boy, I hope I brought enough copper. Starting to get a little worried about that. Because your stack size is only 300, so it doesn't take long to go through 300 copper. Alright, we made it through. I'm going to activate that. Alright, before I do that, I am just going to hop in this ship to make a save. Just in case something goes awry. At least I have this thing charged up. Now it is possible you could get attacked by sentinels after going through this, but the last few times I've had no issues with them, so... If it's where it drops me where I think it does. Okay, no, we're good. Alright. Just let this do its thing. Now if I look in here, okay, nothing's broken in there. Let's let this go through the breach. Alright, and we did get a creature. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, yeah, that's right, there's no discoveries here. Like, even if I come back here, that portal address isn't going to work. Alright, we'll just let this do its countdown. Okay. Go see our old friend now. And this is the area where you'll end up breaking your equipment after you do this next part. Now you're gonna just keep selecting cry out during this. And it will help progress the dialogue. Okay, this situation, if you reset the simulation, you move on to another galaxy. If you refuse the Atlas, you stay in Euclid, which is galaxy number 1. You can still go to other galaxies, it's just you have to go to the center of the galaxy to get to the next one. A lot of people do the reset simulation so that they can get directly to, you know, galaxy 2 or... you know, Ice and Tam, which is Galaxy 10. But you can do either, and you can always get back to Euclid too, using teleporters. You know, the one in the space station or the anomaly, the one at your base. You can go, you know, from galaxy to galaxy, no problem, as long as you have a base in that galaxy. You can get back and forth without any issue. I always do reset simulation. Now, when you come down here, you'll get a choice between 4 different galaxies. They don't tell you what the galaxy is, but it's a static thing. And they give you some information about all the different choices you can make. This red one is going to take you to what they call a burning galaxy. It's a harsh galaxy. Kind of give you a description of what the galaxies are like. They're all a little bit different. Red systems seem to be a little bit more harsh. You get more aggressive sentinels, stuff like that. You tend to see a little bit more like extreme weather. And all you would do is you would hit reset simulation and it will take you there. But I'm just going to leave. That would be galaxy number 3, Calypso. Most people choose their green galaxy. This will take you to a galaxy 10 called Isentam. It's a lush galaxy. You see more paradise worlds. That's why most people end up going there. The blue galaxy, Ancestral. I think this is like a normal galaxy, kind of like the galaxy you were just in. But I think this is what Boldaker, or I think it's Boldaker. Galaxy 7. Actually, no. This is Galaxy 2. The Cyan Galaxy should be an empty galaxy, I think. I may have gotten these 2 last ones backwards. Yeah, that's parallel. What was this one? Ancestral. Yeah, I think this is an empty galaxy. The Boldager. Yeah, that'd be Galaxy 7. This last one is going to be Galaxy 2. Which is a kind of a normal system, kind of like what you just left. But I'm going to I'm just going to let's see. I already have an easy way to get to Isentam, so I'm going to ignore that one. I'm pretty sure on my last Permadeath I did Galaxy 2, so I think I'm just going to go to Calypso. That'd be Galaxy 3. So gonna go and reset that. And go through this fun little travel animation. It'll take you into your new galaxy. Alright, so we initialize our next system. Oh, it's just like waking up all over again. Where you have to go find your ship and repair it and everything. But now all your stuff is going to be broken if it was in your backpack. So, well, I'm not sure if it breaks everything. It's been a while since I accidentally went through a portal and broke everything. So, I'm not sure if it breaks every piece of tech or not. Alright, let's see. Alright, so none of that stuff's broken, so that's good. What I'm gonna do is, alright, yep, that pops up. Get that charged. What I'm gonna do is I want to bring in my ship. That way I don't have to run all the way over there. There. See, that's why you want to bring in, you know, when you do the jump, you want to bring in a good ship to jump into, because it gives you a chance to go in here and start moving all your stuff back. Move all this back up. Just it makes everything a lot easier doing it this way. Alright, gotta refine that. This thing. Alright, so we've got a couple things that got moved around. I think that's kind of where everything was. A couple of these might be off a little bit. I think it was something like that. Alright, so let's just get this charged up. And hop out and switch my multi-tool around. Alright. Now one thing I do want to do though is I just want to put down a base computer, that way I can get back to this galaxy. Yeah, I always put one down right now because if I don't, I will forget about it. So I always put one down. A lot of times I'll kind of roam around a little bit and find a build site or something, or find a portal first, but you can always come back to this. So let's call this Calypso Temp. Yeah, now if I come back here and I find a portal, I can just delete this base computer. So I'll be able to get to Galaxy 3 without any issues. Now, some other stupid. I don't know why they throw these quests at you right away. Alright, so that's the end of the main quest. We'll just go up and see Nada and Polo. And we'll do the end of this playthrough. I might visit this save every now and then just to kind of keep it updated, but I think I'm ready to start on a new challenge. I need to kind of iron out some of the rules for it, because I like to set, guidelines to go by and not deviate from them, so, I just have to kind of put it on paper and, get a, description in the video and stuff like that for it. That way I don't deviate from it. I'm gonna go through this dialogue. Alright. I think that's... Explore new reality. Yep, well, that's done. Yeah, typically I would do the Atlas path, but now I have new beginnings. So I might end up, kind of chipping away at that stuff a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to do a new thing. I'm probably going to start it over the weekend. It's going to be Extreme Permadeath in Abandoned mode. And you can't have bases. I'm going to do the whole thing like Nomad style. So pretty much all I'm going to have for space is my backpack, my ship, and an exocraft. And only one exocraft. See, I'm toying around with the idea, because you can use a Corvette for storage. I don't want to drive a Corvette, though. So I might go... You can have one base. You can have one home base with a storage container. Or you can have a Corvette with a storage container. With only one storage container, though. On both of these. Do something like that. Or you can have one base and one temporary base. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Get a couple different things. I've done a couple different challenge runs like this, so try to figure out something that's not impossible, but something where, in Abandoned mode there's no storyline to follow, so you're not getting to get like free blueprints or anything like that. So I might just do it make it to the center of the galaxy and you're done type of deal. But I don't know, I'll figure it out. Got a couple days, probably start on Saturday. It's Thursday right now, so alright, I just want to get into a new challenge. Well, I appreciate everybody taking time to check this out. I just want to see what my time was on this. Alright, so 40 hours, and I didn't speed through this at all. This other Permadeath, this one wasn't extreme, but this also included the Atlas path, the They Who Return quest line, and unlocking purple systems. So, and I actually goofed around a lot more on this one, whereas the one I just finished up, I kind of got sick of the save, to be honest, so I just wanted to finish up the storyline and get on to something else. Alright, well, appreciate you guys taking time to check this out, and I will see you next time. Take care.